The heat was a physical weight, a crucible turning the horizon into a shimmering hellscape of molten glass. Zarya, her blue skin blistered and royal armor hanging in cracked plates across her shoulders, dragged herself into the outpost. She was a queen of ashes, fleeing a cousin who had turned her coronation into a massacre, leaving her captain dead in the dust. Inside the rusted shelter, Alex Mercer sat amidst wires and static, a human smuggler carved from scar tissue and silence. When she offered her mother's obsidian ring as payment for transport, he tossed it into the fire without hesitation. It didn't melt. Real metal, he noted, his eyes empty of expectation. Real deal. He stripped her of the armor, that last heavy vestige of a stolen identity. "You're what's royal, not that junk," he told her, handing her a grease-stained jacket. They drove into the suffocating night, a mismatched rover chewing up the silence. When the sky bruised green and an acid storm hissed against the hull like 1,000 snakes, they sought shelter in a cave. There, amidst the smell of ozone and dried blood, the barriers fell. She was injured. He stitched her up with a multi-tool, efficient and cold. They shared water, a currency more valuable than gold in this wasteland. It reminds us how crisis strips us down to our rawest selves, doesn't it? Under the storm's fury, he revealed his exile wasn't for malice, but for mercy, stealing medicine for dying children, only to be betrayed by his wife, Kira, who sold him out for her career. Zarya revealed her survival was a gift from a dead captain she had to honor. The glass fields waited, a maze of jagged mirrors reflecting their desperation. Scavengers rose from the dust, insect-like in their respirators, demanding the bounty on the queen's head. Alex didn't surrender her. He blinded them with a flare battery, and they fought back to back, a clumsy, brutal dance of survival. He saved her not for the credits, but because she hadn't hoarded the water. She was running toward responsibility, not away from it. Arrival at the rebel stronghold was a return from the dead. Commander Tythe viewed the human with suspicion, but Zarya shielded him. When she tried to pay him again, he returned the ring. "After my ex-wife, you're adorable," he quipped. A defense mechanism against a world that had taught him trust was a fatal flaw. But the war couldn't be won with broken soldiers and rusted weapons. Zarya needed the northern clans, savages to the court, but perhaps allies to a queen willing to break tradition. She sent Alex. Who better than an outsider to open a door others feared? He carried her grandmother's signet and a radical offer: true autonomy. He stood before the Council of Seven, deep underground in bioluminescent caverns, facing execution if he failed. He spoke truth to power, a rarity in the geometry of politics. At Broken Mesa, the meeting balanced on a knife's edge. Kayla Wren, the clan leader, demanded proof beyond paper. Zarya offered her life as collateral, her very presence as a hostage to ensure the treaty. Trust earned in blood is trust that lasts, Kayla decided, seeing the grandmother's steel in the granddaughter's eyes. The alliance was forged. In the quiet before the storm, the dynamic shifted. "I'm a queen. You're a convict," Zarya whispered in the dark, the distance between them closing. "We're going to cause a scandal." "Good," he replied. "They chose us over protocol." The battle for the capital was a blur of smoke and strategy, a kinetic symphony of liberation. When a sniper sought the queen's heart, Alex took the bullet, spinning into the dust. He woke in a hospital to a new world. The tyrant cousin was imprisoned, facing justice rather than martyrdom. Zarya was rebuilding, not just ruling. She offered him a pardon, but more importantly, a place. Not as a servant, but as a partner. The court needs shaking up, she smiled, rejecting every political suitor for the man who bled for her. On the anniversary of their victory, standing on the balcony overlooking a healed valley, the circle closed. She pressed the obsidian ring into his hand, not as payment this time, but as a promise. "I'm yours," she vowed. In a universe defined by entropy, finding something that holds fast is the only true miracle. The smuggler and the queen stood together, watching the moons rise, ready for tomorrow.